What is going on, everybody? My name is Octane and welcome to the Pub Stompers guide for Azhir Cave HardPoint. Today I'm going to give you guys a rundown of the hills, callouts, what to do, essentially how to play the map to make you guys better. So hope you guys enjoy the video, and without further ado, let us begin. Alrighty guys, as I'm loading into the map right now, I'm on Coalition, and this would be considered the bad side, because the rotation for P2 is on the far end of the map, and Allegiance would be considered the good side because they already have that side of the map locked down. So that is why there's considered a good and bad side. For most hardpoint maps, that's not just an Azhir Cave thing. Your good side is always going to have your second hill closer to your spawn, and your bad side is always going to have to flip. Good side on this map would be considered Allegiance, bad side would be considered Coalition. Now for the first hill of the game, it's common and it's a hardpoint thing for years and years now. The first hill of every map is always going to be very contest heavy, very nade heavy, and you're not going to see a lot of full 60s. You're not going to see a lot of really secure holds unless it's a really good hardpoint team. So your P1 on this map, your objective if you're spawning in on bad side is to attempt to flip the spawns out, or you can try to soak as much time as you possibly can by playing different angles in the hill. If you get your subs pushed up in blue, yellow, maybe one on spiral, just lay down on the hill, just get a lot of time. It's really hard for the other team to break this hill if you get a really good setup. And if you're playing from the other side, you just want your ARs in power positions basically. Someone in an AR in yellow window right here. Maybe you want an AR on spiral over here, someone locking down the left over there. If you're coming from bad side, you want to try to flip spawns to the back of Useless, which is this building right here. This is where Allegiance spawns in the beginning of the map that I mentioned earlier. So for P2, if you're spawning in the back, this hill is pretty hard to stay alive on because there's a lot of smokes, a lot of nades, and there's a lot of different angles that you can be seen from on the hill. Make sure you get good trophies down. I would suggest one on the hill, maybe one pushed up. We call this crane right here, so maybe have one next to the truck right there. This one's pretty easy to hold if you have some good trophies and some good crossfire and stuff like that. Always having submachine gun players pushed up in cave, maybe like on half wall and stuff like that. Your ARs on top sandbags, maybe one on the stairs back here. Just trying to look over long, which is what we call this whole area up over there. We call this long, and we call the little one over there short. If you have that back spawn, like I said, you'll spawn next to Useless. If you're spawning out, you'll spawn probably over here somewhere in this general area by blue or yellow, or you're going to spawn in cave. Now, if you spawn in cave, you need to get out because it's super easy to start getting spawn trapped if you're spawning here. So if you're spawning in cave and there's like 30 seconds left, you want to try to get out so you can go ahead and rotate to their P3 hill, because if you don't and you just keep hitting cave over and over and over again, you're going to get trapped and you're going to get full 60'd and you're probably going to lose. So make sure someone has the state of mind to get out early from that cave spawn trap, go all the way around and get you guys this spawn all the way over here. Think of just like the original Coalition spawn essentially. So if you're spawning in the back of P2 as well, your job is the exact same as theirs. You want to go all the way through cave and do exactly what I just said, because if you're trying to break P3 from that bad Allegiance spawn in the back of the map, just running through P5, which is this little hut right here, over and over again is the exact same thing as running through cave. You're just going to get spawn trapped and you're going to get full 60, because every hill on this map is pretty easy to hold assuming you have a decent setup. So your objective if you're spawning in the back is to go all the way around cave, all the way to the other side of the map, and try to get that Coalition spawn. And if you can't do that, just try to get yellow control, try to get into blue, which is this building right here, and just flood out with subs, maybe get a smoke down on the hill like in this area right here, and just try to make it as mixy and contest as much as possible. Now this hill is very easy to hold. This is one of probably the easiest hills in the game to hold, assuming again that you have a good setup. I keep saying that, but if you do, most of the time it's really hard to break. So the thing about P4 is that it's very easy to hold from both sides. There is a good and a bad side technically. The side that I'm currently on right now would be considered the good side because it's easier to rotate to P5. And you spawn like right here. So your objective with an AR, just get on the table. Basically, if you're spawning over here, just get on the table, look over your teammates on the hill, watch rat, which is what we call that little corridor right there, well, doggy, whatever you guys want to call that. So if you have an AR on this hill, spawning on either side, basically your job is to just post up and don't let your sub players die. This is a really good spot. I'm sure you guys have watched plenty of ARs and the CDL on this map. Just sit right here. If you're spawning on the other side, there's a lot of similar angles you can play. You can crouch behind the table right here. You can look both ways right there. Bunch of different spots on this hill. You can hold from both sides very well, but the better side would be this side just because you can run directly backwards and rotate to P5s. So there's a lot of different angles you can do to hold down the front rotation by yourself. You don't really need a teammate, assuming that there's not 5 of them there. They can sit top Useless up here to just basically lock down the entire front of the map. You can play from inside the hill, jump on top of the wall right here if you want to do that. You can play on the mountain head glitch right here, which is what we call this little dirt pile thing. You can sit outside of the map. I'm not sure if most of you guys know about this. You can just lay down right here. You can just watch like that. That's what you do to hold. If you're breaking, then you want to do your best to hit front. That would probably be the best advice I could give you. Just have smokes down. Make sure you getting rid of all the trophy systems in the hill, throwing all your stuff at the hill to break all the trophies, get a smoke down right here, like in the front of the hill, so these got the guy top useless doesn't end up killing you, and then just do your best to jump in here with MP5s and start killing people, because that's kind of all you can do for this hill. If you're coming from the front, like, chances are you're not going to lock down the hill. So if you have the back spawns there, then that's probably going to be a money hill for you, assuming that you know what you're doing. Run through some bullet points really quickly for you guys. P1, super contest heavy. If you're spawning on the bad side off the break, it is possible to get some time, so don't be too scared to jump on the hill right there. Hill number 2, if you're breaking, come through long, get your smokes down, come through cave, do your best to get picks, and then flood out with subs if you're in the back. Rotating to P3, make sure you guys are going around cave to get out of that spawn trap, because again, if you get thrown into the cycle, as pro players like to call it, then then you just start flooding and dying over and over again, and before you know it, you got full 60. So rotating to P4, it really doesn't matter what side you have, just do your best to get a decent setup going, and then be mindful of the time, because if you don't rotate to P5 super early, or not super early, but early enough, then you can get punished really, really hard. And then P5, get your trophy systems down. It's the same thing as P2. Stop the nades, stop the stuns, stop the smokes. Hope you guys enjoyed today's pub stomping guide. Hopefully this will help you guys drop some nukes. So thank you all for watching. It's been Octane. Until the next one.